y'all. He's coming. Oh my goodness.
With the 50th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders. Go ahead, Gabe.
We up now, next up. Came up out that bottom, earned my stripes, became a stepper. Had to raise the bar, now the bar exceeds your effort. I ain't come up with a silver spoon, had to show my hand young. Graduated college, everything else is an and one.
So I want to start this interview off by giving you a proper introduction. 2018 Gatorade Player of the Year, 2-time state champion, first team All-American, first team All-Big Ten, Big Ten championship game MVP, college football playoffs national champion, 50th overall pick for the Washington Commanders, Mikey Sainristil. How you doing tonight, Go?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. Feeling blessed. Excited to be here doing this interview. Appreciate the opportunity to get, you know what I'm saying, behind the camera with you and chop it up. Man, just ready to vibe out.
A lot of the things that I read off actually happened in the last year. What I didn't mention was after the national championship, you went to train, you got ready for the draft, you had the combine, you had your pro day, you got drafted, you had to move to Washington, D.C. You also welcome to the world a new daughter. Do you ever get an opportunity to really sit back and reflect on all of your accomplishments?
I would say I haven't been able to, just because, like, you know, I don't look for downtime to do that, because I think I'm so focused on taking care of what's in front of me at the moment. I do know what I've been through. I know what I've accomplished. I know who I've accomplished it with. And of course, I'm super appreciative of everything that I've been through.
It's been a lot.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a lot. But I'm thankful. Like, I always thank God for putting me through each and everything that I've been through and allowing me to accomplish so much. And I know that there's so much more in store for me, so much in store for my family, so many blessings. So, like, I always do find time to give thanks to God for what's going on in my life.
Now you're a player that talks about his relationship with God often. We see it on your social media, we see it in your interviews. Talk to us about what role has your faith played in this entire journey?
It's been a big part of my journey. I believe that finding time to connect with God and further my relationship is probably the most important thing that I can do, simply because everything I have in my life is because of Him. So I don't think it would make sense for me to not give thanks, not find time to rejoice, just simply because, like I said, like, everything in my life is literally because He's given it to me. And I know that it could be taken away from me at any moment. So for me, it's like, no matter how good I'm doing, no matter how bad I'm doing, in the middle of it is God. And since a little kid, I grew up in a household that is very faithful, very religious. So as I grow up, the thing for me is, how can I continue staying consistent in my faith? And recently I found it very important to approach my faith the same way I approach football, with the same consistency, same discipline. So just continuing making sure that God is the most important thing that I center my entire life around, and center my relationships, my friendships around, just let people know the type of person I am, then I think I'll do very well with God in my corner.
Now, you talked about your household growing up. Many people don't know you were actually born in Haiti, came here at a very young age. But your parents, I've witnessed your parents play a role in every part of the story.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them travel, I've seen them go to games. They're always there supporting you. Talk to us a little bit about that relationship that you have with your parents and how important that is.
Yeah, I mean, my parents, they gonna, you know what I'm saying, they gonna die about their baby, you know what I'm saying? Like, they've been there from the very beginning. I think they've probably, in my entire life, if it wasn't because of finances, maybe I would say, they would have been at every single football game that they could have been at. But in high school, they didn't miss no games. Pop Warner didn't miss no games. I remember when I played in the Pop Warner National Championship down in Florida. My dad, my brother, I want to say my sister. My dad, my brother, my sister, and then Josue, family friend of ours, and my cousin Mano, I'm pretty sure. If I'm missing people, I apologize. But they drove down from Massachusetts to Florida just to come watch, you know what I'm saying, the championship game. So like the extent that my family has traveled to be able to support me is, you know, beyond measures. Like, I appreciate all of it. And like you said, you know, my parents, the one thing that I really appreciated was when we played Ohio State at home, it's usually, you know what I'm saying, senior day for us. Being able to watch them come out the tunnel and touch the banner in front of 110,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowing everything they've been through, to be able to be recognized in that moment, for me, knowing that it was them being recognized, because every weekend I'm recognized and I'm very selfless. Like, I always give everything back to, you know what I'm saying, teammates, coaches. I always do my best to make nothing about me. So for me to see them get recognized was very heartwarming for me.
Shout out to Mama Fro, shout out to Papa Fro. They definitely have shown me love every single time, you know, I've been in their presence, and that's big because, you know, in some of the opportunities that we've had to shoot content, it's always been very personal settings, you know what I mean? And they've welcomed me with open arms. I remember specifically the Maryland game, as soon as they saw me, hey Fox, you know, so it's always love, man. I really do appreciate them. You talked about Ohio State, so you're 3-1 against Ohio State. I know you got some teammates that are Ohio State alumni.
Scary Terry, man. Scary
So,
Terry.
do you guys have anything planned for this year in the Ohio State and Michigan game?
Yeah, so we already been talking about it. I think the main thing right now is whoever wins, the loser has to wear the opponent's team gear for, I think it's like a day or two. So I'm looking forward to that, you know what I'm saying? And he's 2 lockers over for me, so we see each other every single day, we talk. But the one thing I'll say about Terry is he's a, you know what I'm saying, exceptional leader. I've been able to have conversations with him, not even about football, just life. And I think one thing for me as a young guy is being able to find consistency in a routine. So just hearing Terry talk about what he did for himself when he was younger, and what he's currently doing to help himself, you know what I'm saying, be sustainable, have that longevity. I appreciate all of it. And like I said, he's a very, you know what I'm saying, great guy. Definitely somebody I look up to as a vet. But yeah, so the Ohio State game, when we played them guys, we got something on the table that, you know, I'm looking forward to. So we'll see what happens that weekend. Hey,
listen, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you guys got planned. So you were actually mic'd up at a Commanders practice, and one thing that really stood out was that you meshed real well with your teammates. Talk to us about the culture that exists in that Commander locker room.
Yeah, so I think I would say shout out to the vets. They've made it very easy for us rookies to transition into the program. You know, they look out for us as like younger brothers, I would say. You know, there's the few little rookie hazing, but it's all part of it, you know what I'm saying? They've been through it, so we go through it. But it's all cool, it's all fun and games. But when it's time to get on that field, they have our backs, you know what I'm saying? They help us learn the playbooks. They're in the weight room, they're training with us real hard. They, you know what I'm saying, making sure that we're watching film. So there's really no like instance where I'll say like, look, we're vets, y'all are rookies, keep it like that. No, it's truly like a team setting, a brotherhood. And I think the vets that have been there and the vets that have came in as well, the way they are shifting the culture is very, they make it very like accepting and welcoming for, like I said, the younger guys. So I think the way they're treating us is definitely making an easy transition for us.
I love that. I love that for you. I love that for your career to be able to come into an organization that have that type of veteran leadership. I'm excited to see you guys play this year. You know, I want to put it on record. I am a 49er fan, but I am going to be at a lot of Commanders games this year. I'm really rooting for y'all. And being from this area, growing up in this area, the Commanders mean a lot to people in this region. I'm excited to see what you guys do this season. I would say you're one of the more natural content creators that I've ever seen. Touchdowns, championships, you grabbed the Paul Bunyan trophy, you know, ran around the field with that. You know, we had opportunity to shoot your draft. We had opportunity to shoot your draft. That went viral. And also from a personal level, like you shot some dope content. So talk to us about some of your favorite content that you've been able to put together in your career.
So I'll start with Michigan State. That was the first time I got behind the camera and like, I was like, you know, I'm doing this, you know what I'm saying? So we shot that weekend, that game weekend, rivalry weekend, what I called it. Actually, I think I titled it Another Fight Broke Out. Because, you know, the year prior, there was the incident in the tunnel. So I kind of used that as clickbait. Got good views, but I think, like how you mentioned, I grabbed the Paul Bunyan. Like that was, I just did that. I didn't even, you know what I'm saying, wasn't thinking about no cameras or whatever. It was just, we just won the game. I'm gonna go grab the Paul Bunyan and really celebrate with our fans because we cleared the whole stadium out. You know what I'm saying? It was 49-0.
Michigan fans travel.
Yeah, we cleared the stadium out. All of their fans were gone by fourth quarter. So it was really like on our sideline, all Michigan fans. So ran around the stadium with the Paul Bunyan. And actually in the interview after that game, I shouted out my little bro, Jaden McBurrows. I played a good game, but I felt like he deserved the spotlight because he also had an interception plus like 5 tackles. But the reason I definitely wanted to shout him out is because I know the mental battle he went through from the year before being in the tunnel and just everything that he went through from that day forward. And then to be able to play in that game against the same team that, you know what I'm saying, we had to fight with and go out there, have a great game the way he did, I felt like he deserved attention. So during my interview, I was like, hold on, stop. Like, I was like, Jaden McBurrows was like, come over here. I was like, I don't want to talk no more, y'all interview him. And I kind of just gave a little quick rundown of my opinion on him and the capabilities I see him having as a player. I think that was probably one of my favorite content creator moments. But shoot, I think I got a lot, bro. Like I got content with wifey, I got content with the dogs, I got training content, like you name it, we doing it all, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's being able to be versatile with it, find different things I enjoy doing and just, why not put content behind it just cause.
I love that about you, and the content always comes out, you know, so organic and so well done. And so entertaining, to be honest with you. And if you haven't seen it yet, make sure you go to Mikey's YouTube. You covered all the way from the Michigan State game to the national championship. When you started making that content, did you have any idea that you guys were gonna take it that far?
Nah, and I think when I look back at it, the one thing that stands out to me is like, yo, like, just doing all of this content creating while we were having the season we were having, like, and it just makes the memories of it so much like crazier to me. It's just, I don't know, like words can't even describe it, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people look at it like, all right, Mikey, you're shooting. If you have a bad game, you're getting, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's over for you. Like, people in the comments, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, we didn't ever have a bad game. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, you've had a lot of W's, you know, again in the past year. So the fact that you were able to get all of that on camera, I think will go down in history, in my opinion, as some of the best content that we've ever seen from an athlete. Going back to that Michigan State game, you were you documented when you guys found out that Jim Harbaugh was not going to be able to coach that game. Just recently, Netflix released the Untold Documentary. Talk to us about what was it like playing through that season, playing through all the turmoil, and still finding ways to be successful.
It was fun. I'm not gonna lie, like, cause every week it was just the mindset of like, bro, like nobody wants to see y'all win. Like they take away your head coach, they staff members are getting fired. So it was just like every week, just we're pouring more gasoline on the fire already, and so like it was just whoever stood in front of us had to feel what we were feeling. You know what I'm saying? And just the way, like, we're all 18 to 22, 23 years old, or not even 18. Some people were 16, 17. You know what I'm saying? We're young. And the point I'm making is that, like, on all of this stuff on young guys, but the way we responded showed so much maturity and definitely a lot of leadership. And just every single week we continue just becoming a closer unit. And I think that's what people definitely, I would say, overlook the amount of love and respect we have for each other as a team. And I truly believe we were the most complete football team. And I'm not talking about talent. I'm not talking about all of the superstars, all that. I'm talking about football and family. Yeah, exactly. Football and family. Like, we were the most tight together unit in the country last year, without a doubt. And that's what helped us win games more than anything.
So one game I want to talk about is the Iowa game, Big Ten Championship. You were named MVP, but at halftime, you actually text me. I was live streaming the game to the WeUpNow gaming community, and you text me and told me to play the song Intentional by Travis Green. What's the importance of that song to you?
So when I step on the practice field, I'm intentional about getting better. And it could just be one thing, it could be 2, 3 different things, but my intent is that today when I step on this field, I'm going to get better. When I get back home, I'm intentional making sure that I'm present at home. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what I'm doing, like my intent, my focus is going to be fully on what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? And so that week, actually, your wife had said something to you, but that you also told me about being intentional.
It was our word of the week.
Yeah, it was the word of the week. And so I don't know if anybody I don't know who knows this, but before every game, my music routine is I go from like R&B in the morning to rap music on the way to the field while warming up. And then probably like 15, 20 minutes before the game, I'll start listening to worship music. And so the last song before I stepped on the field was Intentional. Then when I got back, I had already been having a good game. So that's why I sent you the text. I was like, play this on the stereo. Wow. And for some reason, I had a feeling like I was gonna end up doing something else during the game, something really good, whatever the case may have. But I told you play it because I just had a really good feeling about the rest of the game. And then shortly after, or I guess not shortly, but after the text, the next thing we were talking about was me winning the MVP. So during the game, I guess like fourth quarter, I was asking a few teammates, I was like, dang, like, do y'all think I might win MVP? I was just asking, you know what I'm saying? Because I had, a pass breakup, 2 forced fumbles,
all over
probably like a tackle or 2. Yeah. So I was like, man, like, y'all think I might get MVP? And we're like, shoot, maybe, we'll see what happens. And so just like that game itself, that moment itself just showed me how much God works in people's lives.
That was a special moment for me, knowing that, a conversation that we had played that type of role. But hearing that side of it, that's your routine, and then that song came on, and again, that was the word that we constantly discussed that particular week. Like I said, man, it's storybook. The content is so natural, you can't make this up. Some more content I want to talk about is the national championship game. So you actually predicted that you were going to get an interception that game. take us through that prediction. What made you pick up the camera and say, I'm going to get an interception tonight?
So I think I was just, not even I think, but like, I'm just recording content, you know what I'm saying? The same way I was the weeks before, wake up on game day, take y'all through what my view looks like outside the room, talk about what, you know, my excitement is for the day. But on this particular day, it's the national championship.
This time I'm not just waking up though. I've been up before my alarm went off. You know why? It's game day. It's game day. Natty day. Don't get bigger or better than this. Let's do it. It's the last one. That's so crazy. Like, I feel like I just got here yesterday. Sheesh. It's gonna be a big night. I'm getting me one tonight. I promise. I gotta get one tonight. I need to. Ooh, if I catch a pig in the natty, bro. A pig in the natty.
It's a different level of excitement. Said, like, I really feel like I'm gonna get an interception tonight. And then I was like, whoa, interception in the national championship, like, that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? But just speaking it, and I think what made me really believe I was going to get an interception was simply because of the level of preparation I had throughout the week. I knew my keys, I knew what I was gonna get from the offense, I knew where I had to be on the field in different coverages, so there was nothing that they were gonna show us that we weren't prepared for. And for me, it was just go out there and execute. Like, there's nothing to worry about. You're prepared. Just go out, go play, go have fun. And surely enough, I got an interception.
Love that. So you guys won the national championship. The next time we really saw content coming from you was when you were drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us about that time period from winning the national championship to being drafted by the Washington Commanders.
So within that time period was the celebration. After the celebration, I think the following Sunday, flew to Texas, and then from there it was just grind, straight football. So it was 3 workouts a day for I think like 2 months. But yeah, it was combine training. I also got another dog within that time period, Zero. Shout out to little Zero. And then we're getting further along in the pregnancy. I think I would say probably I don't want to say the dog days of it, but like it was definitely getting tougher at some points of the pregnancy. But you know, Sally, she thrived through the whole entire thing. Like, she made this pregnancy. I don't know what everybody else's pregnancies have looked like, but from our experience, now she will say different. Of course, you know, she's the one that went through everything, that had to feel everything emotionally, physically. But from my perspective, the way she handled it, she killed it. So there was that part. Then there was pro day, combine. But yeah, like we had mentioned earlier, like from national championship to having a baby, everything in between is just a whole lot, but a lot of memories as well, is what I'll say.
Some content that you created this summer was with Hall of Famer Darryl Green. Tell us about their relationship and the idea that sparked the content that we saw come from your page.
He posted a workout video on Instagram, and I didn't follow him. It was on my sport page, and I'm assuming it was because I'm in the area now, so it locates, like, your content goes to the area you're in. So when he posted it, I commented, let's get in the lab. And he DM'd me, and he gave me his phone number, and I gave him mine in return, sent him a text, let him know my availability and whatever. And he calls me and he goes, "Who told you to hit me up?" And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he was just like, "Who told you to hit me up? Why are you reaching out to me?" And I'm like, nobody. I reach out to you myself. I think it would benefit me a lot to learn from somebody like you who's played the game for 20 years. You stayed on one team for 20 years. You accomplish what any player who plays football would want to accomplish. Gold jacket, you know what I'm saying? Like, first ballot Hall of Famer. Why would I not want to learn from you? Right. And he was like, man, look, I need to meet your parents.
Again, shout out to Mama Fro and Papa Fro.
Yeah, shout out to him. And so what inspired the content behind creating, but what inspired creating content behind one of our workouts was seeing what we're currently doing in the content space, seeing where he's at in his social media in the content space, just being able to modernize his content a little bit, because for who he is, and not that he even cares or wants any of it, but like, he easily could have
a million.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I think he should have 1 million followers.
I think he definitely could have as big of a social media as the top guys from his class, you know what I'm saying? So I think just being able to use our space of content and bring him into it and just let him share what he does and just give him that platform to, you know, use was, you know, good for him. And I appreciate him for being open to it and wanting to do it. So definitely someone I'm gonna keep in my corner and continue learning from.
Yeah, shout out to the big homie, Daryl Green. I actually had a chance to shoot that content. And one of the things that really, I think, shocked me was when Daryl Green had recently went viral, is because somebody was trying to troll him on his footwork. And I'm like, okay, so this is a Hall of Famer showing you guys a technique that he's used to warm up, by the way, and a person that has no credibility in the NFL in regards to having a career, playing for a team, any of those things, is actually going viral for trolling Daryl Green. That shocked me. So for that to come full circle and be able to be behind the lens, shooting that content was a highlight of my content creator career, but also seeing it in person. Listen, Daryl Green is a guru when it comes to the defensive back position. Obviously, he was a Hall of Famer, so it all adds up. But yeah, that was a very memorable moment for me. Again, shout out to Daryl Green. All right, so you had a post, some content that we actually collaborate on, where you said that clutching in a war zone game was more stressful than a big moment in a football game.
Yeah.
Can you further explain what you meant by that? Because, you know, you definitely had some people in the comments confused.
So what I was saying is that, like, so I've been playing football my whole life. I mean, I've been playing video games too my whole life, but I've been playing football my whole life. I haven't been playing Call of Duty my whole life. And I think when I'm out there on the field, knowing like that's what I do, you know what I'm saying? That's what I do. I don't have to worry about, is my technique gonna be right? Is my, are my eyes gonna be right? Are, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's natural to me, that's second nature. I practice that daily. I don't get on the game daily and go shoot bots. You know what I'm saying? Even though, you know, the guys in the community try to get me to, OG try to get me to, but that's just not.
I try to get them to shoot his bots, man.
But that, you know what I'm saying, that's not what I do on a daily basis. So when I'm in Warzone, and you gotta think about it, like, I got my headphones on, full blast. That noise to me is different than fan noise, because when you're out on the football field, truthfully, I don't know if any other player could agree with this or not, but you get to a point in the game where you truly don't even hear the fans. On Call of Duty, there's no such thing as not hearing anything. You're gonna hear that plane. God forbid your settings aren't right, you're gonna hear that music. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that final two teams and you're the guy that's up, that heart rate just different.
Listen, I knew exactly what you meant when you said it, and I think anybody that has played the game at a high level absolutely understands what you mean. But it also speaks to how intense those moments are, and not just Call of Duty, but any competitive game, you know, whereas you against people that, you know, you don't know where they are, you don't know what their skill level is, so it's certainly a lot of uncertainties in Call of Duty. So thank you for clearing that up. Now I have some questions for you. Here I need you to select your favorite game and the two options that I give you. All right. So let's start with 2K or Madden.
Sheesh. I'm honestly gonna say 2K because you can do more from, like, Madden just added the, I think it's called Playground.
Mm-hmm.
They just added that with, I think it was the last 2 Maddens they added that in. Whereas 2K's been doing park and recreation for forever, Pro-Am, what is it called, Stage. Like that's been 2K's thing. And 2K, I think 2K shows more skill set of what you can do than Madden does. This is my opinion. So
Okay.
EA, NFL, that's just me saying my opinion.
Okay, listen, man. I need you to be honest on these, all right? So I appreciate that. The next one I got for you, Call of Duty or Fortnite?
Call of Duty. When I was at high school, I was big on Fortnite. Like we would get in the custom lobbies or custom worlds, whatever it was, and we would just like shoot snipers. We would do AR games. Like this is when nobody was crazy building, so the skill level was pretty even. Mm-hmm. After a while, I'm talking about like you can get into a fight and there's a tower in front of you in 0.5 seconds. Like, I was done with Fortnite at that point. And actually, my old college roommate, Ronnie Bell, he was cold at doing that. Like, I used to watch him play Fortnite. Crazy with the building. Like, but I'm like, bro, what are you doing all of that for? That's why I was excited when they came out with the
no build mode.
No build mode.
Yeah.
Because, like, now we playing, like, let's see who got good gunny.
Yeah, who can shoot straight.
Yeah, who can shoot straight. But even though it has its ups and downs every here and there, I think that's the funnest shooting game for me right now.
All right, so next we got GTA, Vice City, or San Andreas?
San Andreas. I don't remember if Vice City was, if you could do 2-player, but I know San Andreas you could do 2-player, like co-op. Mm-hmm. I always enjoyed doing the co-op. With, you know, my brother was older, cousins was older, so like when they would complete the game, or let's say if they was playing and I wanted to play, they would just throw the co-op on, we would play together. Mm-hmm. But San Andreas, I think, is just classic when it comes to GTA. Everybody knows the San Andreas. But Vice City was fun too.
So next we have Def Jam, Fight for New York City, or NBA Street Volume 3.
I'm gonna go with NBA Street Volume 3. But so I have a PS2, and I'll throw that Def Jam in there and just replay the story mode. Like I beat it recently in 2 days.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? For anybody that remembers that Def Jam Fight for New York,
we gotta get some live content.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. The toughest video game battle. Well, I don't care if it's God of War. I never played Mortal Kombat Stories. Assassin's Creed. The toughest video game battle, in my opinion, will always be the Terror Dome when you fight Crack. That's just, I don't care, bro, if you've never played Fight for New York. Try to get it on Amazon with a PlayStation 2 just to fight Crack in the Terror Dome.
Shout out to Fat Joe. All right, so you're a content creator. So this next one, we're gonna transition over to the content creator space. Canon or Sony?
I'm going Sony. Like, I got 3 Sony cameras. I don't think, I got a Canon too. But from what I've seen my Sonys do, and it could just be me, I was learning how to use a Canon at the time. I didn't really know how to use it. I wasn't really good with manual settings yet. But when I switched over to Sony, I felt it was easier for me to learn the Sony settings. So what I've been able to do with the Sony cameras has looked much better than what I've been able to do with a Canon. I probably will at some point try out a Canon to see what my skills look like. But I like the way Sony works. It's very comfortable for me, so I'm gonna just say Sony. But at the end of the day, it's not the camera, it's not the lens, it's who's behind it, how you know how to use a setting. So that's my opinion.
Bars. Okay, okay. So in the WeUpNow gaming community, we always talk about goals becoming new standards. And what we mean by that is you have a goal, you accomplish that goal, and that now becomes a standard. That's the new norm. Talk to us about that moment in your journey where your goals became new standards and the only direction was up.
I would say going back for my 5th year. So the season before, I told my DB coach, I said, if I don't win Thorpe, if I'm not an All-American, then I'm gonna come back for a 5th year. So none of that happened, but I had a solid year. I had a year that, you know, some guys would have entered the draft with. I wasn't satisfied. I knew I wanted to come back, and I set out those same goals for myself. I'm gonna be an All-American, I'm gonna win the Thorpe, you know, be named captain again. And everything I did daily had to match those results. If it wasn't a step closer, then it was a step backwards, in my opinion. So just making sure that I was doing things the right way, making sure that I was living right, making sure I was taking care of myself, making sure I was taking care of the people around me outside of football. Because one thing Coach Harbaugh taught me was that, you know, you take care of your family, take care of your teammates, then you're gonna take care of football. So your daily habits have to match what you want for yourself. So just making sure that, like I said, everything I did on a daily basis was a step closer to what my goals were, was gonna help me completely when it came to playing football. So unfortunately, I didn't win Jim Thorpe, but I was named captain, I was named All-American, I did win an MVP, but the biggest accomplishment for me is winning a national championship with the group of men that I worked hard with daily. The memories we were able to create, unlike no other. And I've been fortunate enough to win a championship on every level of football. So the next goal for me is to win a Super Bowl. And so, like, what can I do individually to make sure that I'm allowing the team to grow, in the sense of what impact can I create? What type of teammate can I be? I think the ultimate accomplishment is to be told by somebody else that you were a good teammate. You know what I'm saying? How can I go into work and get the people around me better? Because if I'm getting someone else better, then I should be getting myself better as well, because they're the people that I'm competing with to go compete. You know what I'm saying? So
I love the approach. I'm a fan of your journey, of your story. Again, I appreciate you for taking this interview tonight. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to the WeUpNow gaming community. You've dropped some bars on us tonight. You've shared some things that we didn't know about. So again, we appreciate you. Because you just talked about your goals becoming new standards, go ahead and end it off for us.
I got you, Fox. Anytime your goals become the new standard, the only direction is up. We up now.
We up now, next up. Came up out that bottom, earned my stripes, became a stepper. Had to raise the bar, now the bar exceeds your effort. I ain't come up with a silver spoon.